Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to the dramatic, cinematic, volcanic landscape of Iceland. Quite often used in films, and you might just recognise this waterfall, but we'll talk a bit more about that once we get going. A huge thank you to Cli4D Designs for giving me the opportunity to fly this new release, Waterfalls of Iceland, for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and to show it to you in this video. It's going to be released very soon, and we are going to take a flight around the area in Taog's Hangar's fantastic Huey. The beauty of Cli4D scenery is that it either enhances an area or creates almost like a more detailed world that enable you to fly around, do some interesting sightseeing, and also for me especially practice flying helicopters because you can hover around and you can go in and see what's going on. Great fun to do that, and that's exactly what we're going to do today in the Huey. I certainly need the practice. So anyway, I hope you've signed the insurance waiver. I'd need to stop waffling. We just need to get going and having a look at this scenery. Okay, well here we go in one of the most loveliest cockpits there are in this sim. I do love it. You can almost, it's an old trope, isn't it? But you can almost smell the fuel and oil. But it is nice. Plenty of wear and tear to it and all that sort of thing. Anyway, I am going to do this as quickly as possible without breaking the helicopter. So let's just check. I'm just going to check all my physical controls are working. Let's just get the throttle set up for the start. Let's try that again. There we go. So that's in the correct position there. Everything is looking fine there. Let's pop up to the top. Have a quick look at the circuit breakers. That's all good. Lights are where I want them, except I'm just going to turn that on at that point. So that's all ready. This is all good. That's all good. That's absolutely fine. Let's just have a quick look here. I've been changing my views around because I'm using chase plane, so that's a slightly different view that I'm used to, but I found it. Battery on, and we can see that we've got the RPM warning that's come on straight away, so we'll just pop that off. There we go. So that's all fine. Starter generator. Oh, excuse me, I'm so excited I lost my voice. Starter generator is set to start. This is all good. Inverter's in the correct position. Happy. Here we go. Okay, this is one of the great fun things about having these helicopters is starting them. And I'm going to shut up so you can hear the sounds because it is quite beautiful. Force trim's on, hydraulics all set as well. That's fine. Okay, let us start. Just get the there we go. Get the starter switch. That's good. Temperature's okay. She is kicking in. Oh, those beautiful sounds. Gorgeous, aren't they? Okay, let's pop up here now. Starter generator. Let's get that out of the way. Get that to... There we go. And then we want inverter on. And everything is marvellous. Quick check down here. We've not got any warnings down here, so that's fine. We can cancel the master caution because that was from before. That's okay there. reset that. There we go. We can do a quick test if we want to. I can grab the clicker spot. Come on. No, can't grab it. Right, blah 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 blah. RPM is down because, or the RPM light is on because we are low RPM at the moment. So I'm going to gently start increasing the throttle. You can see the throttle twisting there as I'm just twisting the throttle on the vertical collective. Those sounds just beautiful. Oh. Okay, so there are 19 waterfalls in total. We're only going to look at some of them because we haven't got time to fly all around Iceland, but hopefully we'll get you a taste of it. And the first place we're going to is this waterfall that we saw over there, and it is Dettifoss, and you might recognise it from the beginning of Prometheus, when the engineer, as they're called, is standing there and he has a nice little drink of something horrible and falls into the waterfall. Well, that's it. It's Europe's most powerful waterfall, and it does look quite fantastic. Right, okay, so I need to tune in very quickly to this helicopter, and we can get going. And I need to make sure I don't bang into that bank there. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Let's just quickly adjust my zoom slightly. Sometimes with the Huey I like to just zoom in ever so slightly and just reset that a bit. Okay, let's go. So I'm just going to back away from the bank a little bit, keep control. Some gentle rotation. This like the 500 is just a fantastic helicopter to get that full seat of the pants helicopter physics. So, at the beginning of the film, the chap is standing over this way, I seem to remember. Oh, the blade slap. That's what it's all about. So, we're just going to tootle up here. I am, because it will come as no surprise to regulars of the channel, I'm not going to try and murder the beautiful Icelandic language. So I'm going to put the names of these places up on the screen so you can see where we actually are, but it is quite stunning scenery. This one I can just about pronounce. It looks like it's Selfoss, but we'll just slide through here so you can get a look at that. Really interesting formation there. Now, if you fly tube liners and that sort of thing, you're probably thinking, well, I have got no interest at all in this sort of thing, and that's absolutely fine. For some people it won't make sense, but if you like flying VFR, if you like flying low and slow, if you like flying helicopters, and especially if you like flying in Iceland, then this just adds another touch to it, doesn't it? So we'll just come back down to Dettifoss, just checking that I'm not doing anything silly. This is a helicopter that if you get carried away, it will bite you. It's quite easy to overspeed in it if you're just flying like a hooligan through the valleys and forgetting to control it. Quite impressive. Must be wonderful to actually see it in the flesh. And certainly, if anybody watching this has actually been here in real life, please do comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what it was like to see the real thing. Okay, so we're just going to carry on down this valley. I have obviously cheated with the time of year. I thought it would be nice to come here in the summer. I loaded in initially in the winter, and I have to say the scenery was stunning. It was beautifully white, snowy. The sun was low in the sky. It was really nice, and it was definitely very atmospheric, but probably not perfect lighting and everything to show you scenery in a video. So I've cheated and we've come out in the summer. I'm also having a little test of DLSS 4.5. I've not used DLSS in the sim, really, because I wasn't impressed with what it did with my glass cockpit screens, the Helionics avionics systems in the H145. So I never bothered with it, but so far 4.5 is working really well, and I'm definitely getting, or feeling that I'm getting the detail that I had with TAA, but it's a much smoother experience. Here's another one. Let's just concentrate, fella. You're the pilot. I mean, that is quite dramatic, isn't it? That is quite dramatic. And hopefully also you'll understand why it's great for flying training, because I'm having a whale of a time giving you a bit of a sightseeing tour, but at the same time I'm having to practice my handling in the helicopter. So it's a win-win, isn't it? I've always said it with Cli4D Designs scenery. It's a great way of going out there and practicing your flying and just seeing some beautiful sights at the same time. So let's come back over here. Now, somewhere, let's just put the brakes on a second. I just want to make sure I've not missed anything. So I'm looking at little nav map, and I'm looking at points on little nav map. Just making sure I take you to all the good places. So we're just going to come over here because I think we might have something to look at here. See what looks like a bit of a car park there. So here we are. Oh, okay, that's my fault. So what I was seeing on the map was a kind of like a photo point just for that waterfall down there. So that's obviously the where those, I guess they look a bit like camper vans, don't they? I have to say, doing this does get me excited about the prospect of the summer and being able to go out and do some camping. Getting out into the wilderness, it's good for the soul and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? By the way, while I'm doing this, we do have a Discord, link is down below. A fantastic bunch of people who are into helicopters, warbirds, general aviation. Really nice bunch of folks, and a Discord is only as good as the people in the community, and we're lucky to have a great bunch of people. So if you're on Discord and you want to come along and say hello, please do feel free. Every now and again we do group flights, and sometimes I stream, and people can come along on those as well. So hello, this is interesting. I guess this is kind of like rapids, isn't it? I think this is MSFS kind of meshy stuff going on here. Presumably the water flying over the rocks. I should say this is a pre-release version, so it may differ from the final release. Should have said that at the beginning, but I'm saying it now. There we go, toot along. I think it's one of the interesting things about MSFS 2024 is that the quality of the scenery, the detail in the scenery is really good. Different countries seem to have different levels of quality, I've noticed. So for example, the Highlands of Scotland is actually luckily spot on, looks really amazing. Some areas of Norway are a little bit you know, the scenery texture, the Bing data I suppose isn't quite as sharp, whereas some areas in Norway it's blooming gorgeous. So here we go. We are just coming up and you can see the mist coming off the waterfall over there. How shall I approach this? I know what I'm going to do. Let's come up here. Any excuse for some rotor slap. There's our waterfall. So I'm just going to bring us around the top, and then we can come at it from the lower area. There is also a waterfall, I should say, that apparently, and we're not going to be visiting it today. I'm certainly not that brave to try and do it in the Huey today. But there is a waterfall that you can actually fly around. By the sounds of it, you can fly behind it. Okay, let's come round now. Yeah, I've got to say with DLSS it's incredibly smooth. I was getting the odd funny kind of stutters coming in, and I'm not necessarily getting that. So, look at this. Wow. I do love the way Cli4D animates the water. And I remember someone on a video recently commented about how the water on one of his waterfalls was quite blue, but I can see that on these it's most definitely white. Oh, that blade slap. Okay, let's continue on. Again, as I said before, this is all good training for me. I think sometimes perhaps people that don't fly helicopters don't quite, there's another one, they don't quite understand that when you're just flying around like this, you're actually having to work at it. It's not like fixed wing where you are just tootling around. When you're manoeuvring like this, it is you and the controls. But it's a beautiful thing when it happens. When you when the helicopter becomes an extension of you, it's one of those really pure feelings of flying, because the helicopter is an extension of you, and you kind of put it where you want it to go. So we're just coming up on our last one for this location, and then we're going to blast across country, have a chat, and see some more waterfalls. I do love the tiny details. Okay, let's just get over this hill and let's get moving. As I said, the scenery around Iceland is quite dramatic. We did a group flight. Feels like it was a couple of years ago. In Warbirds around Iceland in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, and it was quite interesting how it all kind of changed. But the scenery is looking good in 2024. It's looking much better than I remembered it. Quite nice being up here in the summer too. So anyway, tell me what you're flying in the comments below. Always interested to know, you know, what people are taking up. If you follow the channel, you'll know I'm a huge helicopter fan. It really does give a freedom that you don't get in fixed wing. So these days I fly the H-145 for HEMS and search and rescue missions with Random and Anywhere, which is just an amazing mod. And then I tend to fly the Taog's Hangar H500C a lot. That's a real seat of the pants helicopter, and of course the Huey. That's a nice little house. Imagine living there. Let's give them a little flyby. How lovely. Nice little bit of detail. It was a very detailed house that. I wonder if that's something that Cli4D has put in. Cli4D has an eye for little details. That could just be autogen, but it looks like it had quite a lot of detail to it. It is fascinating scenery. Very dramatic. You imagine how this is formed, the kind of volcanic nature of the island and this kind of desolate landscape. Quite something. So this is the kind of thing you have to be careful of. If you look at my speed there, just messing about doing some shots then, I was very quickly getting up to 120. And when you're flying around scenery like this and enjoying it, that's when you have to be careful, because I can just put the nose down a little bit and you can see the speed suddenly start to build, which is obvious, isn't it? Nose down. Speed is going to build up. That's not rocket science. But with this helicopter, it feels like it happens a lot more quickly, so we have to be careful of that. But I mean, this scenery is just incredible. I've got to say, I'm really impressed with how 2024 is handling Iceland. It's definitely a lot more dramatic than I ever remember it being before. I remember there were quite vast swathes of it that actually looked more like P3D or FSX scenery, whereas this is pretty amazing. kind of thing that you see and it just catches your eye and you want to explore it, and you can do it in a way in a helicopter that you might not necessarily be able to do in fixed wing. You can still have a good look in fixed wing, don't get me wrong. But the detail really is quite something. It's almost like being on another planet, isn't it? And I'm not talking about the pilot. Oh, there we go. See the speed there. Nose back. That's how easy it is to do. Interesting little roadway here. I think this is what fascinates me about flying in a sim like this that has got realistic, detailed landscapes, is that when you see a road like that, you know it exists in the real world, and therefore it kind of makes you think, wow, I wonder what it's like to drive along that. It's the kind of I'd love to do a tour up here in something like an old Land Rover Defender. Just pulling a bit of pitch just to get some climb in. Some of these mountains look. I mean, that really does look like something out of a alien world, doesn't it? Over here we should have quite a good view across. Look at that, amazing. Amazing. And one of the great things about this sim as well, I'm not going to do it now, but the kind of thing I do, if I was flying myself now and I wasn't making a video, I'd land on the top of the hill and I'd use the walk around mode to get out and just stand there and look at the view in that kind of mode. It's quite something. Or maybe it's just me. Let me know. Do you do that as well? Please tell me I'm not the only person that finds an interesting spot and then jumps out and does that sort of thing. I'm actually considering getting the Parallel 42 fishing add-on to do that, you know, like that, like a lake like that. I nearly said loch, I've forgotten, not in Scotland. But you know, you find a nice lake somewhere and just jump out the helicopter with a rod and go and do some fishing. Kind of cool. Okay. Let's continue with our waterfall hunting thing. I did say this is a bit of a cross-country route, and it is. Watching my speed there. It's funny, I am sure there are some people that watch videos on YouTube just glued to the instruments, and they're just waiting for the YouTuber to mess up so they can jump in the comments and say, aha! Didn't you see what you did with your torque? Or didn't you see your speed? Yeah. I should have said at the beginning, I normally say it actually, I don't make tutorials, or I do sometimes, but this isn't a tutorial. This is me just having some fun, getting some practice in, and I will make mistakes, and that's what this kind of flying is all about for me. It's practice, you know, getting dialed back into the interesting pylons and everything here, getting dialed back into the helicopter, getting the feel for it again, and just enjoying it. I do wish sometimes I had more time for sim flying. These days I get such precious little time. I'm probably only getting a few hours a week to fly in the sim, so I have to make the most of it, and also make sure that I'm not becoming a jack of all trades and a master of none, which is very easy to do. Ah, we have a vehicle. We have two vehicles. Hello. Have some rotor slap. Lovely. Right, let's just quickly check our course. So we're potentially, I think we're going to see a little bit of civilization. That's the word my brain was grasping for as I was enjoying flying the Huey too much. By the way, I mean, you know if you fly it, but you might not know, you can have internal pilot figures on, and quite often I will fly with the internal pilot figures, but for this video I've kept them out. I kept the passenger side out, or the co-pilot side out, so that we had better visibility out the window, and I kept the pilot side out just because I wanted to have better visibility of the collective down there with the throttle and how the cutoff was working and all that sort of thing. Just making sure that my controls are dialed in as they should be, because if you're not careful you can mess up the start on this, and you get that dreaded chip detector light come on, and you know that you've got to rethink it. Go slinking off to the ground crew and apologise profusely for breaking the helicopter. Sounds in this really are spectacular, aren't they? Such an iconic helicopter. Little rocks and things that make it interesting in this, I think. Kind of stuff you wouldn't notice if you were higher up, but certainly flying helicopters, these little details of the rocks on the ground. You can see this track here as well. Quite amazing. Coming up to a valley now, and in that valley we have another waterfall, and this is where I need to be careful, because my come on let's go head is saying stick the nose down, go whacking into the valley like an idiot, but that's when I'll overspeed, so I just need to manage that a bit. So just reducing the pitch a little bit. Nice detail here, isn't it? Nice little village. Laugor, I think that by the looks of it on the map. Just imagine that said in a Icelandic accent. Imagine Bjork suddenly appeared on screen going Laugor. She would not sound anything like that, trust me. But we can see we're in definitely more civilization here. And this is the road, or is it? There it is. So we kind of want to be heading in this direction. Looks like they're having a race there. Oh, he's gone. Pop over the top here, follow the road. Cue the music. Check the speed, we're okay. Imagine living there, wow. Desolate house all on its own. Checking the speed, we're good. I tend to be a little bit overly cautious perhaps in the Huey with the speed. Again, that's something that is all about handling practice, but I did actually have an engine go down once on a flight. I'd been flying around, I think I'd flown through the Mac Loop in North Wales, and then I was sort of going down towards Bala, and I paid no attention to my speed at all. I was just sticking the nose down, flying like an absolute hooligan, and the engine went and I had to do an auto rotation. And two things occurred to me. One, don't be such a fool in how you fly it, and the second one was I really should have practiced auto rotations, but it was interesting having an auto rotation chucked at you. Right, so I think I can see it up ahead. Right, again checking the speed, just looking for obstacles, because quite often you fly into a valley like this and you suddenly presented with cables. So I'm just looking to see if there's any nasty cables around. And I'm kind of going to do an approach over this way, and then we can come swinging round. Any excuse to induce a bit of rotor slap. There's the bridge. So this is something that Clifford has put in. This is his scenery. Our bridge is there. There's our falls. Wow. Saw some cables there. Oh, there's a nice little viewing spot there. That's nice. That's nice. Let's have a... over here and have a look. Again, this is all good practice for me. Nice viewing spot there on this side. Oh, he's put some nice detail in here, hasn't he? There's the waterfall. There's the other viewing spot. there as well. Very atmospheric. That deep pool, wow. Okay. Oh, that's nice. So there you go. And then, like I said at the beginning, this is only some of the waterfalls here. So if you're looking for some VFR flying, if you're looking for some training flying in helicopters, or just a really interesting landscape to fly around, then well, you can make up your own mind. I'm never going to tell you whether you should buy something or not. It's not that kind of channel. All I do is hopefully show you what something looks like. You see my reaction to it. But I mean, just look at that. What an interesting place to fly in. Those mountains in the background. Anyway, I'm going to fly us in here. We're going to land. We're going to get a brew, and I'm going to let you get on your way because I've taken up enough of your time. But I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. I need to shut up and concentrate on landing. This is one of those helicopters where the relationship between the torque pedals and what you're doing with the collective really counts. It's, you know, tiny adjustments. And we're down. Pizza, grill, soup. Well, I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of fancying the grill. The soup, not so sure. But, oh, look at the detail over there. That's kind of cool, isn't it? On the side of the building. Okay, well, look. Let's throttle back a bit. I hope you've enjoyed the flight. It's always a pleasure having you along. Thank you for watching, and yeah, it really is all about you just coming along for the flight and hopefully having a good time. And hell, flight simming sometimes is just a wonderful experience, a wonderful way to relax. There's the RPM going off because I've throttled back. Switch that off. It's a wonderful way to relax and unwind at the end of a working week, which is what I'm doing. I've just finished the day job, and to be able to share it with you guys is something really special. So thank you for joining, and I look forward to seeing you again on the channel very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.